Kobe Bryant couldn't stand Phil Jackson. That wasn't his preference, to the point that he ran him out of town. So his preference is not a gorilla. Kobe realized after a couple good seasons, I can't do this without a coach. Hey, coach, can you come back? Read the book. And coach came back. What happened for Kobe? Won 2 titles. So your preference may not be to get coached, but if you need to get coached, you put your preference down, because your preference might not help you win titles.
Today's show is brought to you by Organifi. Organifi is an organic superfood supplement line that makes quality, trusted nutrition convenient and accessible. Their most popular product, the green juice, solves the problem of juicing greens on the go. We all know that we need to get those fruits and greens and vegetables and all that in our diets, guys, and here's a quick and easy way to get it. You just add water, drink, and let your body soak up the benefits. Visit Organifi.com to learn more about an exciting offer for you, our podcast listeners. That's Organifi, Organifi.com. What should I cook? What do you feel like eating? Do we have to eat rice again? If you've ever heard or asked one of these questions, then we have the perfect solution for you. HelloFresh is a meal kit delivery service that shops, plans, and delivers step-by-step recipes and pre-measured ingredients, so you can just cook, eat, and enjoy. Take advantage of HelloFresh's special offer for 2019. Get $80 off your first month by going to HelloFresh.com/success80 and use the promo code success80, and that's success and the number 8080.
I wake up every single day. I am who I say I am, and I get what I get because I live in beast mode. Stop being gazelles. You're not average. You're not even good. You were born to be great.
What's going on, world? Welcome to another edition of the Secret to Success podcast. I'm your host, CJ, joined as always by the Beijing sensation, Mr. Carl Wesley Phillips.
Oh, what's going on, y'all? What it do?
Reporting live from the whip, and also Dr. Douglas Eric Dyson Thomas. What's going on, brother?
Dyson. You feel
You know
me?
what I'm saying?
Detroit, Mike Dyson.
Mike
You
Dyson on them fools.
You feel me?
Hey,
Michael
good to have you.
Eric
Good
Dyson.
to have you back in great health. I know we're gonna get this podcast out on time because that's just what we do around here. We just execute at a high level. Usually we do it on Tuesday or Wednesday, but yeah, we had Tex E yesterday, and he had the bubble guts, if you will. something was going wrong.
Something. I still don't know what it is to this day. I still don't know exactly what it was.
The vegan burger did you wrong, E?
Yeah, it might have been something.
Oh, no, not. It must have been a real burger or something.
Hey, Coney Island ain't never did you like that. You know what I'm saying?
Coney Island ain't never done me like that.
I'm just tripping on how you was homeless.
With the chili fries.
What happened to that homeless swag? That's when you know you're getting big time, Carl, when you're making a little money.
Yeah, you get.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's how you know when you start getting sick and peanut allergies.
I think what happened was,
stuff.
what happened was, I stopped doing that. I had went like 3 days without Organifi.
Ooh.
You know, they sent me the immunity boy. I went 3 days. I was feeling good, so I didn't take none of my stuff for 3 days. I think that's what my body was like. Nah, you don't think you could do this without us now.
A little complacency, huh?
Withdrawal effect.
No questions asked.
Yeah.
No questions asked, bro. I'm just keeping it 100. I got a little complacent, felt like, I was good on my own. I don't need that stuff. I went how many years without it? You know what I'm saying?
Right, just off the homeless immune system, from eating out the trash can.
You feel me?
You had definitely developed a little ironclad. You know what I'm saying?
You feel me?
The only thing that's crazy, let me tell you something. This is how you know you old and chunky. The only thing that's crazy nowadays, you be kind of hoping for a little 3-day flu just to jumpstart a little weight loss journey. You know what I'm saying? That's how you know you chunky. You know what I'm saying? When you like, you know what? This might not all be bad. I'm willing to deal with 3 days for 10 pounds.
Hey, Didi said the same thing. Didi said, whoa. She said, you was running the last 2 weeks you've been running.
And you ain't lost
you got
no
that
weight.
hit with that boy. Yeah, she said, I see it. She said, I see it. Yeah, she's like, that thing did it. I was like, no questions asked.
I just need
No
2 days
questions
on the
asked.
toilet. I'm right back to
That's
good.
it, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm back, bro. I'm talking about right back in the
love
saddle.
again. I'm telling you, dog. That's
I'm talking about, yeah.
You know, man, that's crazy,
No
dog.
question.
That's just, hey, that's how you know you're getting old, dog. You know what I'm saying? You would never pray for no.
Yeah,
I'm like, look,
yeah.
Lord, if you got to hit me with a 2-day flu, feel free.
let it be,
you know what I'm
yeah, let it
saying?
be.
Just
Yeah,
let me
yeah.
get a half inch
Just
of
make
a
sure
waist
it ain't
with
right before the conference.
Yeah.
Let me have it right, leading
No
up.
question.
Just so I don't have to miss nothing. But just so I can be at home for 2 days and Netflix and boo-boo.
That's,
You know what I'm saying?
and you know what? I'm gonna be real. This one only hit me because we had went up to the fulfillment shop, did our thing. I got home about 2, 3. I took a nap at the church, came home, needed to take another nap. Went to bed a little early, and woke up the next day. I was straight, but still had to, handle my business. But it didn't have me like on my back, for more than about 4 hours. So that was really worth it. You know what I'm saying? I still got my work done, and I got my waistline down.
2 for 1. Yep, 2 for 1. Meanwhile, I'm over here back off the Dominican Republic trip. Bruh. Let me tell you something. Here go. This for all my, for y'all in your 20s who listen to the podcast, even some teens. I know we got some teenagers listen to the podcast. You don't know nothing about this yet. But when you get in your mid-30s, you have what you call fat pants that you put on to eat, okay? You can't eat in jeans no more. You know what I'm saying? This is when you hit 35. You got what you call eating pants. And so let me tell you something. I was so doggone full from being come on, I back them with Jamaica and the DR. All inclusive. And let me tell you something.
Which one you like the most? Which food you like the most?
Oh, the food in Jamaica was better. The beaches, the actual beach in Punta Cana was incredible. But the food, I think, was better in Jamaica. But let me tell you something. That did not stop the kids. You know what I'm saying? That did not stop. They had a pizza joint in there that was out of this world, believe it or not. And I came home yesterday and we went to eat. I told Trey, run upstairs and get Dad's pants. You know what I'm saying? Get my pants.
Hey, Trey, know which pants too.
Bro, I wish you would. I wish you would try to
question.
be 35 and eat with a belt on at the crib. You crazy? Have you lost your mind? Your whole gut might explode. You trying to eat with a belt on. You put on your baggiest sweats, a thick hoodie, and you sit there and you go to town, okay? Don't let nobody tell you
I'm not saying
different.
you can't do it, see. I'm not gonna say you can't do it, but it feel like you got asthma if you do it. You know what I'm saying? It feel like asthma.
It feel like you
asthma attack.
Or when you get up and then you finally do take off your pants for the night, you're like, why do I have a belt buckle imprinted into my gut?
Into my gut. Yeah.
I got a whole belt buckle just dented into my skin. Unbelievable, dog.
Man, that's a blessing. I didn't know that was 30s. I forgot because it's been so long. I've been wearing the pants for so long now. I thought it was 40s, but
I think it's 35. I think I'd say about 34. 35, because I promise 35, you, before that, man, you could just be like, oh, I'm good. 2-3 days, jump on the treadmill. But I'm saying, even when you know you was cheating, you could 2-3 days on the treadie, bounce right back. Now you need a flu and fat pants to even, you know what I'm saying? The sweats just allow you to feel like you ain't gaining no weight. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, these sweats still fitting fire. You know what I'm saying? I wish you would go put on them 36 Levi's. You know what I'm saying? And blow them boys.
Bruh.
They the ones gonna tell the truth,
man, you still young, see? You still young, but in your 40s, you do all that with a fanny pack while you running. Because you got your fanny pack, you got all your vitamins in your fanny pack. You got a couple you got a couple different headphones, because if one go out, you can't run without it. So you got an extra pair. You got your key to the room, your phone in that joint. It's a lot going on. In the 40s, when you work out, you need a fanny pack to keep all your stuff. Because everything got to be in order. Like, if one thing go wrong, I can't run no more. I need my towel.
No doubt. But the fanny pack, you had to have that a little tight too, because you couldn't have the fanny pack just bouncing all over, right?
No, not flopping. Yeah, not flopping.
Oh, you had one of them athletic ones that was a little slimmer.
Yeah.
I thought you had one of them dad ones that when you go to Universal Studios and Disney, when you just put your whole family.
No, I ain't got that one yet.
You know what I'm saying?
That's 50. That's 50.
Hey, I got you on your next birthday. I'm gonna get you that you know them, what do you call them? Like the little bladders they call them that give you water. You just drop that on your back and just run.
Oh, that's it. Oh, let's go. Let's go.
For sure.
Let's go.
The hip hop preacher definitely
let's
gonna
go.
need that. You so you worked out? You worked out already this morning?
I did.
Oh yeah. You feeling real
Yeah,
savage. Yeah, you feel between that and the flu,
Hey,
you may
and the
disappear
bubble
on
guts.
it.
Once the flu, hey, let me tell you something. Once I felt I had the flu, I was like, let me get on the treadmill. Flu and treadmill together. That's a double.
Quiet
That's a double
as kept,
bonus.
though, E. Your very first big weight loss came off the flu. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, little man. Little man
I'm
Davion.
talking about that's how we got
Davion.
rid of the secret to success. You know what I'm saying? Well, if you go
Little
back and watch
Davion.
the Guru story, shortly thereafter, he had caught the bubbles.
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Mr. Bubbles, he was down about, and I'm talking about he had that joint for about a week and a half. He came back so spelt. I was like, what in the devil? He was straight spelt. I was like, oh, okay, that's how we doing it. Yeah, I'm gonna need to go ahead.
That's it.
Down to the little restaurant he ate at, and just come right back. Wow. Yeah. No.
Yeah, and I know what somebody thinking too. Somebody thinking on the phone they're gonna get some laxatives. It's not the same.
No,
Somebody thinking they're gonna hit the laxative,
No.
and it's gonna do the same trick. Don't hurt yourself. It became laxative. There's something about the laxative that's not the same. Because you gotta lose your appetite. The laxative don't make you lose your appetite.
Bruh.
The viral boy make you lose your appetite.
Oh, bro. Oh, yeah. No. You need to go full flu. Yeah, just go full flu. Hey, we might have. That's like the new South Beach. You know what I'm saying? It's just called the flu. You know what I'm saying? Where we just send somebody over your house who got the flu, and you like, look, all right, go on, kiss me in the mouth. Let's get this over with. And boom, you back. You know what I'm saying?
Patent that,
if you need to get ready for a wedding,
patent
you know
that,
what I'm saying?
Yeah, patent that. Make sure you patent that, because somebody gonna steal that.
Send it with the manual, see. So this is the exact instructions. You kiss them in the mouth, and then you go sit on your bed for the next 2 days and just watch the way it fall off.
Oh, watch me
Watch
work.
it fall off.
Watch me work. I used to pray for times like this. You know what I'm saying? To grind like this. Oh, man, y'all, hey, fair or foul, right? So, you know, I have kids, obviously, 5 and 2, who every time I go out of town, they have high expectations of getting gifts. So I'm like, man, so obviously, you know, we travel quite a bit due to our occupational situation. And so I have to bring back toys every time I come. Now, here's the problem. I always forget to bring back the toys until I'm like at the airport or whatever. So I'm like, shoot, I'm at the airport buying Avery a $68, you know what I'm saying, doll, because the airport, I don't know what it is, man, I don't know what it is about the airport, but
they getting over.
I mean, they gouging you outrageously at the airport. I don't know where the Hudson News get off charging $92 for a water, but they do. But anyway, I'm in there trying to get toys, so I figured, so a couple more trips in a row, I said, okay, I just spent $100 at the airport hookup trying to grab toys for the kids on my way home. So, fair or foul, I took a little trip to the dollar store, okay? I'm talking about here in the A.
After you got back.
I went like Christmas shopping and put all of them joints in the attic. And now when I get home, they say, Daddy, you know, they go crazy. I'm like, Daddy got to use the restroom real quick. As soon as I come, and I come back, and I got the dollar store toys. Now, it don't say Punta Cana on them. It don't say Jamaica. But they are toys. And I do have a surprise for them when I get back. But something in me did want to bring this to the podcast because it did feel a little deceitful, and that my kids may be like, man, this ain't truly from wherever you went. Because I used to do, back in the day, I used to get them a little book like Good Night Houston, Good Night Phoenix, you know what I'm saying? They used to have these books and stuff, but now I done bought them all of those. So now I'm just coming back, and I got like a little dollar store dinosaur, and they geeked up. Fair or foul for me to be, you know what I'm saying? Using the bootleg gifts for my kids when I come home because I'm too cheap to spend $100 at the Hudson News.
Hey, I'm going fair all day long. I remember when we went to Poland, see? And I brought back some stuff for Jordan and Jesse, and Jordan fixed his mouth to look at me and say, hey, the next time you go back,
Because you remember he was into trains and all that. And I found these 2 trains and whatever, I brought them back. I don't remember what they are. My man was like, yo, next time you go back though, can you bring this train for me? I was like, little Negro, I just went like 40 days flying and doing all of this for this, and you gonna look at me and say, what? So yeah, no, fear all day. Them jokers ain't thinking about you. They just need something to occupy their time for 20 minutes, see, because then they're on to the next thing anyway. All that fear.
E?
I'm going 5. Because we back to lying again. It's another form of lying. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really tripping on the toys. I'm back on the character that died altogether. Like you seem to have a pattern of the characters dying or something happening when it comes to the kids and they desires. It's always some mix up.
Oh man, well I'm not.
I would have felt better. I'd have felt better if you'd have wrote Jamaica on there or Punta Cana on the gift.
I can get a little sticker or something that just pop on there.
Get a little sticker or something
makes
next
it
time.
fair.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm actually willing to do that.
I'm just saying, it's in Atlanta. It's an Atlanta toy, but you know what I'm saying? You parade it as if it's a Punta Cana toy. You know what I'm saying?
I did parade
That's
too.
my problem. That's the only problem.
Well, let me tell you. Let me take it a step further. So I took my bag upstairs when I went. So when they came up and kind of, finally, Dad, I did drop it in my bag and then pull it out the bag.
Right.
You got to.
Does that make it more foul, or is that even? You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out.
I'm gonna wait till you get to the meat of the matter, because I don't want to go on with this because I'm disappointed. But we can, you know what I'm saying? Let's go to the podcast. I'm disappointed. I'll have a conversation with you when they get older.
Coming up with the fair files, because I always have to expose my life and make myself look like a terrible person. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually a good-hearted dude, but I feel like the fair files. Yeah. I feel the judgment out there.
Yeah, put you out there.
Yeah, I feel the judgment.
No question.
So anybody, when you see me in Dallas, don't come up to me and judge me on my kids' toys, okay?
Let me tell you something. These people take people take podcasts. I'm talking about they listen.
Take it.
Seriously.
They take it.
They listen, bro. I saw a lady the other day. She saw me in the mall, and she gave me a hug. She was like, yo, do me a huge favor, though. Don't stiff arm me like Dee Dee. I was like, that was Dee Dee. That ain't me.
No, I promise you. And y'all don't forget nothing. I'm like, once we talk about it and we put it out,
it's gone.
We don't listen to it. I don't think I've ever listened back to the podcast, not one time.
No.
I might have heard different parts because somebody was playing it around me, which I didn't even like that. Like, I don't, when I'm around somebody, like my dad, I have it playing or something like that, I'm like, man, shoot, I don't even like hearing it. But shout out to y'all. Y'all do.
No, that one with Candace and Dee Dee, I did listen to that joint. I had to listen to that.
You had to go back?
That joint was hilarious.
You try to fact check like they fact check us? I don't think Dilsey listens.
I just wanted to hear
Dilsey just hear the podcast when she hear you talking. So she hear your part of the podcast.
I'm not even in the room now, so she don't,
Check this out. Hey, why did I have an insider coming back from Punta Cana?
Ooh.
Bruh. Let me tell y'all. Okay, so let me do this for all the regular folks out there who are not celebrities, who live a day-to-day life just trying to survive the jungle.
Trying to make it somehow.
Yeah. This is not y'all. Now listen. I used to be pissed that he had an insider and I didn't. Now I'm super pissed because this treatment
it's worse.
Bruh, easy. No, listen. This is a true story. So we get to the airport in Punta Cana, coming back. Now you already know, you know, it's a little like you're in a foreign country, so it's like a little different hookup. So we go to the desk, me and Ken, I put our bags on the thing, whatever. My man like, oh, y'all on this flight, that's my flight. So, you know what I'm saying? I see y'all over there. So we like, all right, cool. So we put our bags on the joint, whatever, and we got to go over to, passport or whatever. So we go, get ready, get in line. My man like, come with me. Walks us past the entire line. We go all the way to the front. Boom, to show the person. He say something in Spanish to my man. Boom, we show him the passports. He like, through. Come on, let's go. Then we were like in the actual security line where you putting your stuff on the belt. My man stops the line, like right at the top of the belt, right when the Benz is going through the thing. Hey, you, stop right there. Boom. Hands me and Candace 2 Benz. Boom, drop your stuff in there. Boom, we drop our stuff in there. Go through. My man walks us all the way to the gate. Was like, y'all good. Then it was time to get on the flight. Come on. I'm like, yo, this is the life.
Yeah.
So shout out, man. Hey, I'm giving him a shout out. If y'all see him, y'all go to DR. He working Delta. His name is Raphael. Tell my man I said good looking, because he took care of us, bro. But Carl, I finally felt what it was like to have it inside. You know what I did feel a little bit? I did feel like a little elitism though, because people was looking like, who do they think they are?
Who was this dude? Yeah.
But the fact that I was getting insider overrode their feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No question.
I stopped caring.
No
I stopped
question.
caring.
First class on feelings.
When I bounced
First class
past
on
everybody.
feelings.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like,
No, it does. It does. When you first coming out of poverty, it's definitely
something didn't feel right.
It's a weird feeling.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you first coming out of it, it's a weird feeling when you first come out of it. But once you get about 50 yards in, it's pretty much like,
bro. Well, I hit my stride.
I'm feeling
I
this.
turned into
Won't
Denzel.
he do it?
You know what I'm saying?
Won't he do it?
Oh, bro, I had Denzel walk for the rest of the time. And I felt the judgment. People was looking like, because he told homegirl, hold up. Stop your stuff right there. And then the bad part is, I think everybody was pretty much on the same flight, so they looking like, okay, they wasn't even late. Like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, we sitting at the gate an hour and a half early with everybody else. Like, oh, okay, we should have had a little VIP lounge. You know what I'm saying? Because now we sitting over here, and if something pop off, we the first ones they gonna throw out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, no. See, I thought you had we got to make sure we get that neck. I thought you had the inside. But you didn't go into that room. Okay, we got to get you in that room next time. That they don't even see you.
No, we ain't had that kind of juice. Yeah, no, we didn't have.
It's levels to this.
What room do you speak of?
Okay.
Please tell us regular peasants.
Right. Bring it down to us.
It's just a room that nobody else. It's only like 10 of y'all in that joint. And then they'll call you on the plane when it's time to come on the plane. You don't even have to sit with the people that you passed on the way, because that make it bad. Because you passed
that's
them,
the awkward
and now they
part.
staring
Is
at
like,
you the whole time.
I stunted on y'all, but now I'm right with y'all.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
We both got,
It's
we both got a B+.
weird. It's a weird feeling. It's like, yo, they looking at you like the whole time at the gate, like y'all ain't special, and you're like, yo, I didn't even ask for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this life chose me.
I got you,
know what I'm saying? This life chose me. Yeah, shoot, I got to get to the next room. Man, where is it, though? Is it just in the airport somewhere, or is it by the gate?
I can't tell you. He might have to kill you.
No, it's just you. Next time, I'll go with you.
Oh, yeah.
I'll show you the way.
Hey, do we have to wear a blindfold, or can we just walk in there?
It's the Illuminati room. I already know.
Right.
Yeah, you want to go normal. You want, all I'm going to say is put on your Harriet Tubman shades. Put your Harriet Tubman shades on. Other than that, you're good.
The
y'all got to move, y'all. I'm in the hotel.
You got to sacrifice a goat to get in there. I'm good. I'm just going to sit in the gate with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I did.
No, not quite a goat.
Tell the truth, though.
You got to do a goat, but you do have to. You have to sacrifice them gifts you get your kids. You have to sacrifice those.
Hey, I'm living a crazy duality, dog. I'm sweet enough to have an insider, but broke enough to buy some dollar store toys for my kids. Hey, seriously though, when you get in the insider treatment, do you ever feel like, man, I lost some of my regular person swagger? Because the rest of us looking at you like, what a jerk. Like, who does he think he is?
Yeah, I do, but I'm gonna tell you, all it takes is to go to Walmart, have to stand in the normal line, and they all come back. You know what I'm saying? That's all it takes. Or go to the gas station. Go to the gas station in the hood, and then you right back, and they say, go see attendant.
Oh, you definitely
your
can't have no insider at Walmart.
Go see attendant.
They're like, okay, no. You at Whole Foods, you can get an insider, but you're not getting at Walmart. Everyone's equal, bruh. You know what I'm saying? We all in here for the deal, bruh. Get to the end of the line. You know what I'm saying? You didn't come here by choice. You looking to save a couple bones, too. Oh, man, unbelievable. Well, should we start the podcast, or?
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Hey, let me tell you something. If it wasn't for y'all, the great listening audience, I would do this for an hour and a half and be like, all right, y'all, we'll see you on the next one. But since this is considered to be maybe a personal development podcast. I guess we should talk about something. And I wanted to talk about something that went viral the other day. As a matter of fact, I have the audio here. But it's of E. Man, this joint, it got like 500,000-600,000 views on IG, and it went crazy. Now, I didn't see it until late, but somebody told me, like, man, somebody sent it to me. It was like, man, E went off, and this joint going crazy. It might have been one of the highest ones. I don't know, E. I don't check it as much, but one of the highest viewed joints on IG. But I figured since it was going so crazy that maybe we'll have a conversation about it. Obviously, there was a lot of talking, a lot of comments. So let's take a listen, and then we shall come back and start the podcast.
Kobe Bryant couldn't stand Phil Jackson. That wasn't his preference, to the point that he ran him out of town. Read the book. So his preference is not a gorilla. But Kobe realized after a couple good seasons, I can't do this without a coach. Hey, coach, can you come back? Read the book. And coach came back, and what happened for Kobe? Won 2 titles. So your preference may not be to get coached, but if you need to get coached, you put your preference down. Because your preference might not help you win titles.
Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that did go viral.
Yeah, no, it did. Do you see how many views it got? It's literally like,
when I saw it was like 500.
It's almost 600,000 views.
Wow. Where was
It's
that
almost
at?
600 now. Okay.
Where was that at that you did that?
That was at the One Percenters Conference.
Yes.
Got it, yeah.
So,
And I was going over the assessment.
yeah, no question. And so, all right. So I just want to dig into it a little bit. One, I didn't read the book, so I just, I guess I didn't pick up on that until you said it. But it is true. Phil left. They won some championships. Then Phil left, and they were terrible. And then he came back, and they won again. And Kobe understood that he needed someone like that. All right, E, so just break that down for we got the short version. Give us the extended version in terms of what you read, and why do you think most people, even if they know, all right, well, no, just break it down first. I don't want to get into my questions bag yet. Just go for it.
Well, just in short, see, what we have been, I don't want to use the word taught, but there have been several greats, in different fields that has come to our attention that they are not necessarily the people who love to be coached, right? And this is weird, but you have people, Michael Jordan's, the Kobe Bryant's, the LeBron James of the world. You know what I'm saying? You have people who operate at a very high level, and there are those, among them. Not saying I don't know about Michael Jordan, but it's even been said about LeBron to some extent that when you get to a level of that these guys are at, that it's been said by some guys that they don't like to be coached. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of it has to do with they coach themselves. They operate at such a high level, like they demand a lot of themselves. So it's not like they slacking off. It's not like they not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So it would make sense that when you operate at such a high level, you have practiced before everybody get there. You're doing what everybody else is doing, then you practicing afterwards. So it would appear that you really don't need, a whole bunch of coaching. So it's said that in a lot of different fields, that a lot of cats who are great at what they do don't necessarily welcome being coached. And not only coached, but the Phil Jackson type of coaching is a little different. It is a very intense, critical, in your face, type of coaching. It's not the laissez-faire, whereas like some coaches let you do what you want to do when you want to do it. I think about the Pistons when we had Larry Brown. That there were people on the Detroit Pistons team who could not stand Larry Brown. They had some real challenges with just how micromanagement he was. They had some issues with it. But they loved, and you got to help me. Was it Flip Saunders? I think was his name.
Flip.
That was their next coach, and Chauncey said it. I think Rasheed Wallace, also mentioned how cool Phil Flip Saunders was. Like the term they use, he was a coach's coach.
Coach's coach.
I mean, he was a player's coach. Yeah, he was a player's coach. He, they loved him. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't coach that hard. Of course, he was there, he was present, but he didn't coach that hard. So you look at people like Phil Jackson, though, who coached very, very difficult. He has a system. He wants you to play his system. He wants you to play his way, and he's very detailed in terms of the assignment. And I think for a person like Kobe, who has this creativity, who is a high performer, I just think that may have rubbed him the wrong way, because he kind of like, I got this. It's my life, it's my game, and I can handle this. And then you think about Kobe didn't go to college either. So he went straight from high school, to the pros, which is pretty impressive. So it's just the whole concept, see, that a lot of us like things a certain way. There's a way with the test reveals that we just naturally, without thinking, it's like writing with your right hand. You don't even have to think about it. So there's a way that we like to do things, and oftentimes when we are asked to do it a way that is not our preference, we buck up against that. You know what I'm saying? And some of us not only buck up against it, we refuse to change. And so the deal is, for Kobe, he didn't have to change. But I think Kobe was in a dilemma. It was, now I like it this way. Now I like having a coach that pretty much, is the opposite of a Phil Jackson. I pretty much like this atmosphere. I like, I like being able to have a little bit more autonomy in terms of my game. But the dichotomy is, on one hand, you like doing it your way. On the other hand, you don't like doing it Phil Jackson's way, but you win. When you do it your way, you don't win. So I think that's what makes it difficult. If we didn't have to, if we could win doing it our way, we wouldn't need coaching. But the reality is, many of us can't get to the next level on our own. We're stuck either at average or we're stuck at good, and we can't seem to get to great, So it was just this concept that, guys, which one is more important to you? Like, really, which one is more important to you? Having it your way, or actually having your goals and your dreams become a reality? And I just think, a lot of times people don't make it that simple for people. And so in my video, I was just trying to make it simple. Like, you can have it your way, but can you have it your way and win? And if you can't have it your way and win, I would just think you would let your way go, and you would do it the winning way. You would do it, which is why we're having this conference tomorrow, the 1%ers, because I'm trying to show people the 1%ers don't necessarily always like to do the stuff that they doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not like they enjoy it, but they enjoy that life. They enjoy the life of liberty, and freedom, the pursuit of freedom. Like, they enjoy that particular life. So for the most part, that was the crux of it. Get over your feelings, get over your principles, and do what you have to do to become a winner.
Yeah, no, I got that. And I think for most people, it is that uncomfortability of somebody stretching them. And I still don't think most people are, as E always says, comfortable with being uncomfortable, right? Because in our own world, if we only have to live by our own, feedback, our own, critique, I think that makes us feel good, right? Because at the end of the day, nobody likes being told you're not doing it right. You should do it this way. There were times, obviously, E, I'm sure, where you had issues, maybe even in your marriage, being married to a non-player coach. You know what I'm saying? Like, Diddy not necessarily
no
like
question.
a player coach. Like, Diddy gonna let you know when you're wrong. You know what I mean? Like, even in my marriage, I'm not gonna say, my wife might be in between, but she definitely not scared to tell you, like, yo, this is terrible, And so there were times when, I didn't like it, but it actually did stretch me in certain ways, because I understood, like, oh, okay, like, I can't just get away with just being sweet on my own. Like, I might need a little feedback. Now, they might not necessarily have coached in terms of like, okay, do it like this, but at least you knew what they didn't like, right? And so you may have to make the adjustment from there. But talk to somebody who is like, yo, E, I feel you, but what if the coaching is not right? You know what I mean? Or what if you don't trust the coaching? So like, there may be a situation where I go, okay, I'm down to, listen to the coaching, but what if this particular coach is not right? Now in Kobe's case, you already won 3 championships with that coaching.
Absolutely.
But you may have got the big head and thought, oh, okay, I could do this on my own. Then you realize, okay, no, I can't come back. But how would somebody in their daily life, most of us are not Kobe Bryant, how would we in our daily lives go, all right, cool, do I have somebody who can tell me the truth? And if I do have that person, how do I know if it's valid?
Let me say this, first of all. You mentioned Didi. So number one, see, if you marry somebody, I'm hoping you believe and trust in them. You understand what I'm saying? Like that would be my belief. That if you married an individual, you would believe that individual is someone that you could trust. You know what I'm saying? Like I would hope that you wouldn't marry somebody that you didn't believe had your best interest in heart, right? So, or if you do, that's another podcast, right? But to your point, I don't follow Didi just because she is my wife and she is aggressive. That's not why I follow her. Like, it's like what you said about Phil Jackson. Like, you can see that Phil Jackson had success before he even came to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's obvious he had success before he got to you. Now, I think it's not about trusting the person that's the problem. I think it's about ego that's the problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think the problem is coach. I think the problem is ego. Because for some of us, it's like we don't want to trust the coach, but at the same time, can you trust you is the real problem. And I can't trust me, see? Like, I can't trust me. I'm not gonna lie. So I'll give you an example. Didi was doing the fulfillment center the other day. And it's just for those of you who listen, I got like all kind of examples, but the past example is, and I should have known that Didi was a driver, see, back in the day, but I didn't have a test. Like, Chris and I had never sat down. He didn't go over it with me at that point in my marriage in my 20s. And I wasn't, unfortunately, I wasn't certified. And so I didn't know this stuff. But Didi passed her nursing NCLEX on the first try. I should have known that was special, see, because so many people who had taken the course with her or went through the nursing program with her, they did not pass. So I should have known, like, yo, this Phil Jackson. You know, like, I got a little baby Phil Jackson in the crib. I should have known it. So the other day we doing the planner, see. I don't remember how many boxes came in the crib, right? But let me tell you this. As soon as the boxes came in the crib, I saw it in Didi's eyes. I could see it in her eyes. I could see that driver, that pilot, you know, that I could see it in her eyes. And she said to me when everything came in, like, I don't care how long it takes, you touch it once. Like, that's her thing, see? You touch it once. So when it come in the house, from the time it come in the house, everything need to be done. So either that day we can go to the post office or that morning we could take it to the post office because people are waiting on this stuff. And I promise you, with everything I got, see, I tried to go pilot with her and I knew I couldn't, but I tried my hardest to go pilot with her. And we dropped them all in the package first, put them on, and then she said, let's put the labels on. Bro, I almost lost it, see? Like, we packed about 320 books. I was exhausted, see? And I was like, yo, what? I was like, we could do that in the morning. She's like, we can't. I'm like, but we're not even gonna take them. It's too late to even take them to the post office. She's like, touch it once. Don't touch something twice. When you touch it once, you are guaranteed that you're gonna execute. When you start touching it 3 and 4 and 5 times, like, you can't guarantee success when you do that. And so I'm watching her, see, and so what I do is, I already know I'm not who she is. I already know I'm gonna push back. Because I don't like to do tasks like that. I prefer to talk to people and deal with people, right? I'm totally different than D. But I'm telling you, I could tell when she touched it, and I was like, E, that's what you need to learn how to do, bruh. You need to learn how to touch something once, right? And do it to perfection. And listen to me. For those of you who are listening, I'm gonna tell you when you know your ego is in the way. So the way I do it, see, I have a grading scale, see. I have a personal grading scale. My grading scale is an A, a B, a C, a D, and an F. And you've seen that grading scale before, see. Mm-hmm. You've seen that, right? You've gone through school, you've seen it. It's an A, it's a B, it's a C, it's a D, or an E. Now, even in college, depending on what course it is, I think you can get a D and still pass. If I'm not mistaken, you can get a D and you don't have to take that class again, right? It's a 1.0. Right? It's not going to be favorable on your, what do you call it, for your GPA, but I think you can get a D in some courses. Mm-hmm. It's like your electives and you can move on. See, let me tell you what I realized about Didi when I was like, yep, she definitely a driver. She cut from a different cloth. Didi does not have a grading scale, C, that says A, B, C, or D, or F. Didi has that class that you pass or you fail. And I was like, yo, I never realized it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why we used to beef back in the day. Because I'm like, yo, if I get a 72, I still pass the class. Didi like, no. You either fail or you pass. There is no D. You don't get the same grade that the dude that got an A did with a D and pass. Y'all don't both get to pass. There's a level of excellence or you fail. Bro, and I was like, see, I never realized that before. Like, when Chris showed us the assessment and we started going through and then we went over our values, I was like, yo, that's why me and Didi beefing. D got fail or pass, and I had a C plus boy. I'm like, yo, D. I did it. Like, I did it. She's like, but you didn't do it right. So I got to come behind you and do it again. So it's more work to come behind you than if I would have just done it myself the first time. So she's like, the way you clean up, you don't clean, you shift. You don't physically clean. And I'm telling you, see, I didn't know what she was talking about. Yeah, that's what I was like, I don't know what she's talking about. I washed the clothes. I don't get it. You know, but she's like, yo, it's either you execute at the highest level or you don't. And that was rough for me because I didn't grow up like that. I didn't do school like that. I didn't do nothing like that. My whole life, I always did, okay, we're gonna do it good enough to where it's proficient, but I never did it where it's excellent or nothing. So my ego got in the way because you telling me the way I'm doing it is wrong, but I'm not stupid, see. I saw the results that she was getting. I saw her credit score. Didi ain't never not had a high 700 to 800. Didi ain't never not had money in the savings account. I was always the one with a bad credit report. I was the one who always was broke.
You had bad credit back then?
I had bad credit from 18. Yeah, because I left home at such an early age.
Paying back?
They gave me a credit card when I first went to college, bro. I was 18 years old.
Did you buy Diddy a watch or something? What was that you got?
Yes.
I remember
I got his and her.
Setup.
Now listen, see, you just took me back. I should have known then she was a doggone gorilla. See, she still has the watch I bought her when we was 18 years old, bro. Wow. She still got the watch at the crib, see? So for Didi, she got the Coach purse that I bought her. Bruh, fail or pass. So what I'm trying to say is, I fought Didi all these years because I was in my feelings. And if I would have got out of my feelings and just looked at, yo, who balling? Let's look, who balling? Who got the degree first? You know what I'm saying? It took you 12 years. E, come on, let's just be real. Who got the degree first? You know what I'm saying? Who bought the house in their name first? Who got the job first? Who got the insurance first? You know what I'm saying? Who got the 401k first? Who was stable first? You know, but I used to fight Didi because I felt like, you know, I'm creative and you want me to be you. And she's like, I don't want you to be me. I want you to be you. Like, I want you to be a people person. I want you to be a speaker. But I'm tired of you doing like a C. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm telling you, see, I think where me and Didi used to get into it because I thought effort equaled execution. You feel me? Does that make sense? I thought effort meant execution, bro. I thought it was the same thing. I did, bro. Yeah. I did. I'm like, yo, I'm trying. Like, you acting like I'm not trying to get gigs, or you acting like I don't got gigs, or you acting like, you know, I'm not trying to do what I'm supposed to do. And she's like, yeah, that's the problem. You trying. This ain't horseshoes. Like, you trying. You got to execute. Like, don't nobody care about the fact that you try. And I just thought that was so harsh, see, because I'm like, you acting like I'm on the couch doing nothing. You act like I'm playing video games. And she's like, you might as well be. You might as well be doing it because the effort you're putting forth is not allowing you to make your dreams become a reality. So I'm sorry that I live in a real world that says you either pass your board exam or you don't. And here's the crazy part. When you go back, I remember when Didi used to take, like when she used to practice the test, I remember she failed some of the practice tests. And I remember her sitting down, and I was like, yo, D, what's going on? Talk to me. It was like, what's the problem? Because you real smart. So why are you having problems with the practice test? And what she said, see, is when you're in the medical field, they don't allow for the same errors because there's not room for error when you're dealing with humans.
It's life or death.
It's life or death, right? So what Didi told me was the challenge with the board exam is that both answers are right. Oh, come on. You hear what I'm saying? Both answers are correct. You feel me? You feel me? So that's the world grew up. That's the world D grew up in. Yeah, I'm saying that's the world Didi grew up in. She like, I'm a nurse. So yeah, both of them are right, but one of them, doggone it, is life or death. One of them is gonna save this person, and she like, Eric, what you running around here doing, you picking what's right, but it ain't the most effective. So you putting a lot of effort in, but you're not, operating at the highest level. And I'm telling you, the one thing I can say about my girl that I'm grateful for is that, for some, and this could be men or women, it just depends on, who's who in the relationship. But the one thing I love about Didi is when I would, like a Kobe, when I would buck back, Didi don't back down. You know what I'm saying? And Didi like, yo, I got your best interest in heart. So I'm not about to sit here and let you fail because you don't want to get into it with me. You know what I'm saying? Or because you want to act like, I'm trying to hurt you. No, I'm not going to back off. If you're going to be a speaker, you're going to be the best. You know what I'm saying? Bottom line, if you're going to run a company, it needs to be run the best way it can be run. Like, you can't play games. If you're going to do it, either we're going to win championships or I'm going to retire. But I'm not going to be in this relationship and not let you be the best you can be. And I think that's what we have to be, that's what we have to look at. See, I think a lot of us, we get so hurt at the coaching or the style of the coaching. You know what I'm saying? That's what we focusing on, the triangle. I got to share the ball. I got to play defense on both sides. Coach making me do this. I never had to do this before. You're absolutely right. But if, in fact, you do what you're told and you understand that they have a love for you, like Coach Izzo, let's be real. Everybody was going off on Coach. My man went off on a little rookie. He went off on my man. He literally got in his grill. But guess what? I think my man might have scored 17 points the next game in the road to the Final Four. You feel me? He balled because he knew at the end of the day, do I like getting dogged out in front of everybody? No, but here's the reality. You knew what kind of coach was when he came in, and then you made some commitments to the coach, and here's the deal. Coach knows that you're not giving he knows that what he recruited you for, you're not giving that. And Didi is the same way. I know why I married you at 18. I know why I left my house, pissed my mama off, had my mom mad at me for years. I know why my family members thought I was way too young to get married. I sacrificed so much to be with you. I cut relationships to be with you at 18 years old. Everybody thought I was a fool marrying you this old. So I'd be a monkey's you know what if I sit here and don't get the best out of you. Like, you are not going to put me in a position where you're going to scare me from telling you the truth. Like, I sacrificed too much not to have the best marriage that I can have. And I'm like, yo, I respect that. So I still don't always like it, see? But I know under this type of coaching, I have the ability, and you got both sides. So you got Didi on the marriage tip, then I got that same aggression from C. So I have no wiggle room nowhere. And so while it's not in, I had no days off. You know what I'm saying? I have no days off. But what is it here? So for a lot of you listening, you're like, man, you got Didi, you got CJ, but it's produced the #1 motivational speaker in the world. It has produced a very lovely life. You know what I'm saying? I live a great life. I live a life of freedom. So yeah, I may get it on this side and this side, but now I don't have to get it in terms of my income. I don't have to get it in terms of my lifestyle. Like, I don't have to get that pressure. And so some of you ain't getting no pressure at home. You're not getting no pressure professionally, but you're getting pressured in the real life, in the real world. I'm not getting pressured in the real world because by the time I get to the real world, I'm killing it. I'm going to the Final Four every year and crushing them because of the coaches that I have.
Hey, something deep you just said there, and I think that's the missing piece for me. What you said is the perspective that the person receiving the coaching needs to have. Yeah. Because let's think about it. Izzo and Phil Jackson ain't screaming and hollering because they don't want to win. They have the exact same goal that you do. Like, they have the exact same goal. They got as much to win or lose as you do. But what happens is we get caught up in our personal little feelings. We get caught up in what it feels like, how it sounds, and he don't like me, and she this to me and all that. They got the exact same vision and dream you have. And the other critical part is the reason you there is because they saw it in you. So it's just trying to get that thing out of you, but that perspective is huge because that's what will damage everything. If you can't see past, man, this feels uncomfortable. Man, I thought I was giving my all, but I guess I got more. If you can't get to that level, then it's personal for you, and you're gonna shut it down and not be able to get to the level that's in you, that you were built for.
So let me ask you this,
crazy.
Carl. I know how E receives it. How do you receive it? Because sometimes I had to get, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'll go there with you too. We had a situation the other day. I had to call you and be like, hey, I know what you're thinking, but don't think that. And you know what I'm saying? So, no, honestly, like, you could tell me, like, we always transparent on here. I know if it piss you off or whatever, you know, talk about it.
The beautiful thing for me now is I'm mature enough to get past the pissed off. The pissed off is normal. Like, I ain't gonna sit here and pretend like somebody coming at you and saying stuff to you. True or not, doggone it, you talking to me like that. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, true or not. Like, it just feels wrong. Like, don't talk to me like that. But like, I'm mature enough to be like, okay, stop. Okay, I know you in your feelings for a second, but stop and just pick the facts out. What was just said? Okay, this was just said. Is that true? Yes.
Right.
Okay. Like that alone, see, is all I need. If you get what I'm saying. Like, yo, was it true? Yeah. All right, do you know how to fix it? No. But was it true? Let's just start there. Oh, yep, it's true. All right, so now that we know it's true, let's figure out what's the next step and which direction we need to go in. But no, it's real. It's not comfortable.
And you know what's so crazy for me though, E? And I think I told E this. It's like, even for me, right? Like, I think people think like when you get labeled a certain thing, like you like, you know, to tell people stuff. Like, I just be at the crib, like, I can't wait to call Carl and go off.
Yeah.
But Carl, and this question for both of y'all. If you're getting ready to go somewhere, anywhere, what's the fastest way to get there? A straight line, right?
Yeah, straight ahead, bro. Yeah, straight ahead.
So you got, like, unfortunately, like when we took a helicopter ride, right? Like, we got from downtown to like my old house in like 5 minutes. Why? Because we ain't had to. Because we just took a straight line, like boom, we were right there. But what happens is when you're in a car, you got to take all these side streets, you got to follow the lights, you got to do all of that, right? And what happens is it takes forever to get there. And so the reason that I'm so direct is because that's the shortest route, is to go direct. Like, so I could sit there and we could do a 4-hour lunch and I could finesse you all the way to the point that I got. Or I could call you and we could have this over in 30 seconds. Now, it doesn't feel good, you know, and I don't want to do it like that. But for time's sake, I think that's like, because I really try to say, like, because my brother get on me sometimes and, you know, people in my family, whatever, like, yo, you just too blunt and too direct. And I'm like, yo, why do I do that? And I'm like, oh, I really realized, like, I'm not trying to be a jerk. Like, yo, it's just, it's the shortest path. It's just straight there. Like, we don't have to play around with it. But I do try to understand from E that everybody's not ready to receive it like that. And so I try to, you know, come back off it. But I'm thinking about, even for myself, if you're somebody who is a driver like I am, you know, I think the relationship that E and I have is good because now he knows how I drive. And so E could call me and be like, yo, I know I get it, but slow down on this one. You know what I mean? And I know to take that advice from him and go, okay, cool, let me pull back. You know, like, you going too hard right now. Like, I know what you mean, and I know how you want to get it done, but you about to burn everybody out if you don't slow down. And so I'm able to have that governor on the other side of E going, yo, I'm thinking about feelings. You trying to get the results, and I get you, but if we burn out everybody and everybody quit, then you're going to be looking stupid. And so, you know, I think that, you know, in turn can be my governor.
Yeah, see.
Go for it, E.
Yeah, but look, this is so deep, bro. Okay, so I want to, first of all, guys, this is why we're telling you to do the personality assessment, right? The passport personality assessment, because there's some stuff that's happening in your life and you don't even know why it's happening. And I think what we're going to talk about at this Dallas and Chicago, and then it looks like New York is next, we're going to talk about, you know, why this is so important, because I never knew why my wife was doing this. You know what I'm saying? So I think, see, when you talk about just why you did it or why you do it, it's so critical, because when we find out people's motives, for real, it does shift everything. It changes the whole game. You know what I'm saying? You read the book, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, and it started by my man on the train, and his kids running all over the place, acting a fool on the train. He just sitting there, and everybody on the plane, like, on the train, like, bro, what you gonna do? Your kid's clowning, acting a fool. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't you gonna say something to him? And he was like, yup, you know, my bad, man. We just left the funeral, for my wife. We lost everything, and we lost my wife, and my bad. You know, let me tell my kids to sit down. Of course, that shifted everything. It shifted perspective, because people are like, whoa, your wife passed? Like it doesn't make the fact that your kids running up and down this train acting a fool, it don't make it right. But now you got a different perspective and you understand my man going through something. He just lost the love of his life. He just lost his support. He just lost the mama of his kid. Like it's a lot. So for me, after taking the test and realizing, oh, this is what Didi is. Oh, this is what C is. It was like, oh, it makes sense now. And it makes sense that Didi is going off on me, forgive my terminology. Didi is pressing me so hard and C is pressing me so hard because they want the best for me. Right? Now watch this. I'm going to flip it on y'all. What used to piss me off, though, was I was like, yo, I don't see Didi doing that. And this is where I really start valuing my wife and valuing my relationship with CJ, because I was like, yo, I don't necessarily see them doing that with everybody. Like I'd see them with other people backing off. You know what I'm saying? And like coming at them maybe 70% or 80. And I'm like, yo, y'all coming at me, Didi, you coming at me hard. See, you coming at me hard. You know what I'm saying? Why y'all ain't on everybody else like that? Like, why when you talk to everybody else, I hear this like Mr. Softy part of you. What's going on? Didi, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's happening? And I'll give y'all an example. So we was at the church the other day, and the carpet dude came over, and my man was a driver too. My man was a straight up pilot, driver, forceful. So he brought a carpet sample that wasn't even what Didi picked. I'm not stupid. I saw what Didi and Jamie picked. It wasn't even nowhere close, but he ran hustle. You know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, you like that? Cool. But Didi brought what he wanted to bring, see? I promise you, so this is what he said. Like, I told Jamie, like, Jamie, I ain't stupid. You never asked me, how did I like the carpet? What y'all asked me was, which pattern do y'all like? Because they had to do it in blocks. So it was like they did 3 different patterns. And one of the patterns that I chose was the pattern that didn't have as many, like you couldn't see the lines, if that makes sense. Right. The way the others were, you could see all the lines, right? So I'm like, I like that pattern right there. Why did my wife wake me up at 2:30 in the morning? She woke me up at 2:30 in the morning the next day. They had all the carpet in the doggone church. They had laid the concrete to make it smooth. They was about to lay the carpet the next day. Why did Didi wake me up at 2:30 in the morning and ask me, did you like that carpet? I said, what?
Wow.
Did you like that carpet? I was like, the carpet looked like throw up, boo-boo. It looked like bubble guts. What do you mean that I like it? It was terrible. And she was like, well, why didn't you say something? I said, what? Why didn't I say something?
Wow.
I said, what do you mean, why didn't I say something? I ain't never said nothing about the doggone. I never said nothing about none of the process. I've never talked about the process.
You done got so used to having the pit with you. You like, okay, if the pit didn't bite him, who am I to bite him? You know what I'm saying?
It gotta be good.
Like, who am I?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even, I said, Didi, what do you mean? So I said, look, boo, let me be real with you. No, I don't like the carpet. And if you don't like the carpet, just say you don't like the carpet, because the reality is, you know what I'm saying?
You woke me up at 2:30 in the morning, I'm thinking you don't like the carpet.
You feel me?
I'm thinking that's a sign to say you're not feeling it.
You feel me? So then she says to me, you think I should call Jamie? I said, what do you mean, do you think you should call Jamie? Where's this poodle coming from? I don't understand the poodle boy. I never seen a poodle before. I'm kind of like lightweight, like, what are you saying to me right now? And I was like, Didi, you know what? Don't worry about it. I got you. I'll call Jamie. I called Jamie. Of course, you know, Jamie, my man, Jamie is an inspirer. So, you know what I'm saying? Jamie is a people person. So I already know Jamie pissed, or not pissed, but he gonna be hurt. He built a relationship with this dude. This dude got all this stuff there. Yeah. I said, Jamie, listen to me. I'll take it out of my own pocket, bro. Whatever it costs to put that carpet back in the doggone truck and take it back to where he got it from and find my wife what she want, I'll pay for that, because I don't want to come to this church every week and then my wife look at this carpet and she got to keep rehearsing the fact that she don't like this carpet. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I just don't want to do it. And this is where I used to get lightweight pissed, because I'm like, you scared to talk to Jamie, but you talk to me like that? And I'm trying to tell y'all, I want y'all to flip it. What I want you to see when your girl is doing that to you is she's saying, I value you so much that you think as a pit, I always want to bite like she say, but I don't. But I always bite on you because I'm counting on you. Ain't nobody else. See no in this company as it relates to what we do for a living. See no that if I'm 120%, what that's going to produce. So see, like, I got to make sure that when E get up on the mic, it's 120%. Like, I can't have E going up there 80 or 90, and then he comes off, and then I'm thinking, I should have said something. So what we're trying to tell you is, it's better for C to say something than not say something, because if he says something and it changes me, and I go up there and kill him, Versus, and I've heard C say sometimes like, yeah, I just had to say that to piss E off because I know E pissed off when he get on the mic, he gonna kill it. You know what I'm saying? And E just didn't seem like he was pissed enough. He didn't seem like he was pissed enough. So either he does that or he like, I don't want to piss E off.
Then I just gotta catch the sneak disses in
I'm
the
just
speech,
saying,
though,
you told me to go there. Yeah.
Oh, no doubt. For sure.
Yeah,
I'm willing to deal with it for the fire.
That's what he told me. So I'm
promise
saying we had that conversation. It's like, when you get up there, don't think no more. Stop thinking. Just be you. And if it come out bad, we'll bleep it. But whatever, I don't need you. I remember the conversation C and I had. He's like, I could tell, E, like, I know you got more, but it's like you are thinking about people too much and they feelings too much. And it's coming across when you speak. Just go. Just go for it. Who cares? I would rather for you to hurt somebody's feelings and we get a fire $500,000 hit than for you to go up there worried about how somebody think, and then you get 65,000 hits. And I was like, okay, cool, let's go. And so I'm at that point now where it's like, for real, I don't care no more. But I know it came from a credible source, and I know C didn't say it to hurt me, or he didn't say it for me to lose followers. But at the same time, he was right. That when I do that kind of speech,
right.
You know what, Ian? You just kind of made me think of something. You're way more of a driver as a speaker than you are just in your personal life.
Yes.
Like when you speak, I mean, and you've always like, okay, we definitely talked about, getting rid of that last filter, and I think, that's gone now, obviously. But I think you've always been like harder in your messages than you would be like in a staff meeting or something like that.
Yeah, because I think when I'm doing it, as a whole on the stage, I'm getting an opportunity to be me without having to worry about your feelings. If we're in a staff meeting, it's like you said, see, I'm looking in your face and I'm seeing the response. I'm seeing you can't handle, this type of information because it's real. It's like we live in two worlds. There's the real world where you gotta make money, the business world, and then there's your personal space. And you don't necessarily have to operate like a shark in your personal space like you do in business. But if you're gonna do business, you have to operate in the way that the world does business. It doesn't mean you have to do it without integrity. But when you do a business, it's definitely, I'm looking at the carpet dude. I'm like, I see why my man's so successful. He's selling carpet that you didn't even want. This is beautiful. This is great. My man pushing you.
Right, he done got that carpet at the 5
and he about to push it on you.
He done came in.
And he's gonna sell it to whoever's weak. So if you weak, he gonna get you. If you care about what people think, if you care about, he brought it, he got the little young workers landed. If you care about that kind of stuff, he's gonna take advantage of you. But if you stand up for yourself, what is he gonna do? He was like, okay, I'll go find y'all what you want. So I think when I'm in front of 1,000 people talking, it's not one-on-one. It's me being able to talk to you as if I was to talk to my own son. You know what I'm saying? The way I would talk to Jalen. And for real, when I look at Jalen and Jada, I see a difference because with Jada, there's also still a filter. Because as a girl, I feel like I got to have a filter. Whereas when I'm dealing with Jalen, it ain't no filter. I'm just telling you flat out, bruh, like how it's going to be in the real world as an African-American man growing up in a predominantly white driven society. This is what you're gonna have to deal with. Like I said, I got pulled over the other day because they said I had dark tinted windows. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is what it is. So I come hard with my son, meaning I come with no filters. So when I'm speaking, it's like, I don't have no filter. There's 1,000 people. I don't know how you taking this. I don't know how you feel. I don't really care. I'm about to give you the business because you paying to be in here, so I'm gonna give you the honest to God truth. But like you said, see, when we're in a meeting, I do see feelings. I do see people, and I see their feelings. And I'm like, man, God, my intent is not to hurt their feelings. And my intent is to help them to get to that next level. But for right now, they don't seem like they're receiving it well. So I'm not necessarily in a bad way, throw my pearls at swine, but I tend not to be forceful when I'm dealing with people one-on-one. Now, that's what I used to do. I'm not on that no more because what I realize is I have to prepare you, just like Jalen, for the real world and not for this fake world that we living in. And I shouldn't call it fake, but it's definitely a different world when we're dealing with personal than when we're dealing with business.
Let me throw a quick slant, though. I think so I'm challenging the driver part of it. And not on that. I think, because you were so altruistic in terms of your values, like the opportunity to stand there and have an impact on them is so huge that you have to be a driver, if you see what I'm saying. It's not the driver itself that's what's motivating it. It's the fact that you care so much, and I might not get the opportunity to talk to you again. So you got to get everything out of my heart, and the only way I can do it is the straight line. You know what I'm saying? I can't play around. I got an hour or 2 hours to talk to you, and you got to get all of this, because if you don't, I know what it's going to look like. You know what I'm saying?
No question. I guess, okay, so here is... I want to wrap this up, but I want to make sure that we got those tangibles. E. So what do I do if I am in a relationship, married, friends, where I don't necessarily have a driver? Like, we all kind of are on that, like, nobody say anything. Like, you might even see your boy who, like, married and he not really doing all the way right by his wife, but nobody gonna say anything to him. So what do you do if you're that person who you like, yo, E, I'm feeling you. I'd like to have a driver, and the only reason I'm asking you that is because you obviously attracted one in your marriage and your business life. Like, can you attract a driver? What if you don't have one and you like, yo, I'm down for some feedback and down to be coached, but I don't have one?
Well, first of all, let me say this, and I mean this honestly. You need to sign up for Breathe University and get in the ECAC call. So I just got on there for the first time yesterday. This is a year anniversary. I promise you I ain't never been on there before. This is my first time on this call. And this is an accountability call. And the ECAC stands for East Coast Accountability Call, which is led by Val and Rochelle T. Parks. And I'm telling you, bro, they on there like holding each other accountable. And I don't think they paying $500 a month. I don't think they're paying $400 a month. I don't think they're paying $300 a month. And you're talking about your life being changed. And you having people, look, they had nicknames for each other. I was like, this is unbelievable. They had nicknames, theme songs, it's people from all walks of life. There was a white female in Toronto. She was working on her dissertation. She lost her uncle. She talked about how she was working on her dissertation. Everything, had fallen for her because she lost her uncle, and the team coached her through it. A couple dudes who had twins. There was a dude who had twins, and they coached them through that process. So look, first and foremost, you can pay for it. And I'm just being real. Sometimes if you don't have it in your immediate circle, you can pay to get it. And through Breathe University, you can pay with that East Coast Accountability Call. You can pay to be a part of that. Number two.
And you get that E for 20. Let me just put it real. That's 20. Like every single member of Breathe University from $20 up get access to that call.
Yeah, and it's for real. If it's that minimum of a doggone investment, I didn't know it's that cheap. If it's the minimum investment of $20, come on, that's a no-brainer. The second thing I would say to you, though, is I think that you need to, for some of you, you need to take the test. And the reason why I say that is because even though I didn't know about the drivers when I met Didi and then C, what I did know was I knew what I lacked. Even before I took the test, now I have way more control now of my personality than I did before because I took the test and there's things that I understand. But I always knew that I was missing that how my mother was. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mother was a certain way when it came to me. And I knew I was missing that. I knew I didn't have that in my life. And so with C, I saw like, yo, that's that thing my mom would do. Like, my mom is gonna push me and be hard on me. You know what I'm saying? My mom she's not gonna not tell me the truth. She's not gonna slack off on me. Like, my mom not gonna spoil me. My mom not gonna say, I was talking to somebody the other day and it was C, I'll be real with you, bruh. Like, I was in tears talking to a certain individual because it was sick to the point that they were defending their loved one. It was sick, see? I mean, it was sick, bruh. I was like, do you hear yourself? Like, I'm like, yo, are you that? You grown, you sick. The fact that you would keep defending this person, you know what I'm saying? And what's the word? And not telling them the truth about who they are. And more importantly, what made me sick to my stomach was you're holding a stranger accountable more than you will hold your loved one accountable. I'm like, that's sick. That's absolutely sick. And you're putting this person at risk of verbal, physical abuse. Like, you acting like you blind and you don't see what is. I'm like, yo, that's sick, flat out. And so my mom wasn't like that. My mom was like, yo, you did wrong. My mom she wasn't gonna make excuses. Oh, he ADHD. Like, it's some stuff my mom telling me at 48 that she didn't tell me when I was 10 or 11. You know what I'm saying? She never shared that stuff with me because she didn't want me to have no excuses. So I just attracted I got to a point where I stopped pushing my mom away in my friendships, because I would have friends who was like my mom, and I was like, nope, I don't want to deal with you. But by the time I got to my 10th year without my 12-year degree, I started realizing the way you doing things, E, and I want somebody to hear what I'm saying. I'm gonna say this nice and slow for my methodical people. I was able to do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it when I left home at 16. I was free to come and go as I wanted to, but I was losing. You hear me? I'm talking to the person right now. You hate switching your preference up. You love doing it the way you doing it, but I was losing. I was living in abandoned buildings. I was eating out of trash cans. It took me 12 years to get a 4-year degree. I was losing. And I'm watching my wife get her degree, you know what I'm saying, and knocking that joker out and getting the NCLEX and getting the job of her dream, you know, and making it at least the kind of money she wanted to make for her security, and being able to put us in a position to go to Disney World, put us in a position to get a car. You know what I'm saying? But I was losing, but I was doing it my way. And I was telling Didi, you can't tell me what to do. I'm grown. Don't tell me what to do. And Didi was like, I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to win. I'm trying to win. Ain't nobody trying to tell you what to do. I'm trying to win. And I got to a point, see, where I got tired of losing. And I was like, E, your way is not working. Admit it. Let your ego go. Your way is not getting y'all to the destination. So just say, Didi call, say uncle. You know what I'm saying? You know, Didi gonna make you call uncle. Like, come on, let me hear you say it louder, uncle. You know what I'm saying? And I did. I submitted and surrendered to my plan and my way. And I just started saying, let's do it your way, but with my gift. And when we meshed those two together, and even when C first started working with me, it was like, yo, I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm like, yo, I'm 12 years older than my man. And I have done some things that he hasn't done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing programming before I met him. And I just remember God saying, oh, okay, you done programming before him. Are you doing it better than him? Don't nobody care how long you've been doing it. Are you doing it better? But I was stuck on, I've been doing it longer, and I'm older, and I've experienced more life. And God was like, no. The question is, are you a better driver than he is? Are you more demanding? Are you more forceful? And I'm like, no. Well, then this is the lane for business. And I want to show y'all when y'all take the test. I'm telling you, C said it. If you don't have it, I can teach it to you. Now, it ain't gonna be $20. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna keep it 100 with you. But I can teach you how to execute at an extreme level. Like I broke down the DNA of Didi's personality, of CJ's personality, and within 60 questions or 60 statements, I can get you from a low executor to a high executor. But it ain't gonna cost you $20 because it didn't take me 20 minutes to discover it. And so I'm willing to help you. We're gonna open up our campus, Extreme Execution Campus, here real shortly. The dates will come out soon, but I'm telling y'all, I have taken Didi and C's personality to the lab. It can't be duplicated. Now, you probably won't ever do it to the highest level that they do it because you weren't born naturally with it. But like Batman, I can get you a suit. I can put a suit on you. And when you got the suit on, they're going to think you're a superhero. Now, you take that joke, when you take that joke off now, you just Spider-Man. I can't do nothing for you once you take that suit off. But if you keep this suit on, I can guarantee you that you can execute in a way you've never executed before, see. But yeah, let go, let your pride go, let your ego go. And the people in your life who you see are better at driving than you. Let them do it, man. And here's the thing. What C did for me and what Didi does for me is they free me up to do what I do. And I don't have to do it. I don't have to be in the driver's seat. I don't want to be in it. Rondell used to drive for me while I was working. But when it comes to business, sometimes I'll be like, let me drive, C. Why? Just because I got a license and I'm old enough. Let me drive. It's like, no, let C drive. You get in that plane as a stewardess and you take care of those people because that's what you want to do. So I'm telling y'all, C says this all the time. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
You know what you should do, though?
Don't get the bubble guts like ET.
Unless you're trying to be Slim Shady. Unless you try.
Right.
Man, shout out to our sponsor, Organifi, as always, man, a great partner of this podcast. If you're just listening, if you're new to the show, Organifi, all right? It is the supplements that we've chosen to use as a company. And they're a great partner in this podcast, all right? So go to Organifi.com, use the promo code SUCCESS. That's ORGANIFI.com. Use the promo code SUCCESS, man, and try out the products. Of course, You know, E is in love with the pure. I do the green juice every day. Took it to Punta Cana, was on the green juice there, man. Just trying to stay on top of things, man. If you get tired of trying to make your green juice at home and you say you're gonna do it every day and then you look up and you've only done it twice in 2 weeks, this is a great alternative, man, for those days when you can't do it with all the fresh veggies, all right? Get all of these superfoods in one drink. Take you about 7 seconds to make. Put it in your water bottle, shake it up, and be ready to go. So shout out to Organifi, man. Get your health and wealth together. And we appreciate them again. Organifi.com, promo code SUCCESS. And we are having a ton of success with our listeners who have ordered. We're top 5 in the world for orders and reorders. Which means that the people who are trying it out that listen to the podcast are actually loving it. So we appreciate you guys.
Let me just get our sponsor in really quick. HelloFresh makes conquering the kitchen in 2019 a reality with deliciously simple recipes. Get seasonal, simple recipes and pre-measured ingredients delivered right to your door every week so you can enjoy cooking and sticking to your goals. That's right. No more grocery shopping. No more figuring out how much is too much salt. Just follow the guided steps and enjoy the experience with your loved ones. Each recipe comes with an easy-to-follow 6-step pictured recipe card. Yep, you heard me right, with pictures. It's like cooking for dummies like me. So you guys can follow the pictures and just not have to worry about anything. Step by step is laid out for you to get the perfect meal. All meals come together in 30 minutes max. And they call for 2 pots, maybe 2 pans, or even less than that, and require minimal cleanup. Get out of that recipe rut and start cooking outside of your comfort zone by discovering new delicious recipes. This week, my family did, the black bean chili is one that we did a couple weeks ago, and that's like a staple in the house. Like I do that like every Friday now, just the black bean chili. And yesterday we tried, it was called Lauren Conrad's chicken tacos. Now, I don't know who Lauren Conrad is, but I'll be real with y'all. I don't know when the last time you cooked radishes and something, but we're talking about avocados, radishes, these flour tortillas, Roma tomatoes, scallions, and just a little tinge of lime, man. These, I'll post a pic on our podcast for you guys to see it, but these things were delicious, absolutely delicious. So y'all stop playing, get with HelloFresh. Take advantage of this offer for 2019. You get $80 off your first month by going to HelloFresh.com/success80. and use the promo code, SUCCESS80. That's success and the number 80. So once again, get $80 off your first month by going to HelloFresh.com/success80 and enter the promo code SUCCESS80.
All right, the other thing, man, I told you we'd have it for you ASAP. And we got a little time now. So last time we sold out and we got everybody crying and sending messages afterwards. Listen, do not send us a message after it's sold out. Act now, all right? Phenomenal Life 2020. Riviera Maya, Mexico. All right, April 25th through May 1st. April 25th to May 1st in the Riviera Maya, Mexico. PhenomenalLife2020.com. PhenomenalLife2020.com. All right. We are going to a brand new resort. It's only 3 years old. All right. The resort has 6 parks that you have free access to when you stay there. It's all inclusive, man. Listen, Hotel Xcaret. I still haven't figured out how to pronounce it, but it's Hotel Xcaret. If you want to look it up, man, and go look how dope this place is, man. It's Hotel Xcaret, all-inclusive resort, man. Like I said, only 3 years old, and it is gorgeous from what I understand. We had our staff go down and check it out. That's part of their job description. I'm not exactly sure if they got paid to go down there.
I'm sure they did.
And check it out.
I'm sure they did.
But apparently they went, man, and came back and said it was one of the most gorgeous places they've ever seen in their life. So we're excited about it. Phenomenal Life 2020. Man, go check it out, man. Put your deposit down. Yeah, and get with us, man. All these people, man, they keep hitting after tickets is sold out, like we playing. Like people calling me about Dallas, like, yo, is it really sold out? I'm
34
like, yes.
seats, over 34. We oversold. Like Delta, we hoping somebody can, you know what I'm saying, stay in Atlanta and don't
We need
come.
somebody to take a voucher. We need somebody to take a voucher. However, we do still have a few, a few tickets left in Chicago. All right, we have a few. Go to et1percent.com. We have a few tickets left in Chicago. Again, do not be one of those people calling and texting 5 days after it's sold out going, oh, I was going, we're not playing that, man. We're trying to get y'all straight now. So check it out there. Also, man, if you are in or around the Houston area this weekend, you definitely want to make sure you get to Tobe's last show of the tour, the homecoming show. The tour has been insane. I think it was 20-some cities so far, and he's ending it with the grand finale in Houston at White Oak Music Hall. If you're in, I don't care, if you're in Texas, doggone it, find your way to Houston. E and I will be headed there straight after we leave Dallas. We'll be at the show in Houston. So definitely want to see y'all come out there, man. I think there's some tickets left. It's actually White Oak Music Hall. I believe they ran out of space. The inside one only held like 1,800. That one got oversold, so they're going outside, man. So it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful night. And we are going to have a lot of fun at Tobe's show. So Tobe Nwigwe, TOBENWIGWE. I believe the website is Tobe from the SWAT. But either way, go to Instagram, go to Tobe's name, click the link in the bio, and we'll see you in Houston. The other thing, I don't really think we can talk about it yet, but I wanted to say it, but I guess I have to wait because I'd rather say it afterwards, and you know what I'm saying. So other than that, let's see. We do have a couple questions here. I gotta run. I'm super late, but let's see. We do have a couple questions. Did I miss anything, Carl? First of all,
No, you good. You got it.
okay, cool. Let's see. Paul in Minnesota said, when are y'all coming to Minnesota? Are we doing 1% in Minnesota?
I don't know. I never thought about Minnesota. I'll look it up, though.
Okay, yeah, maybe, Paul. You know what I'm saying? Maybe our Minnesota family. I got family in Minnesota, so maybe we should go up there. Enrique said, my wife never wants to be wrong, and we argue all the time. How do we get past these?
Recognize she right. Take the, sound like she a driver. Yeah. Take the test. Let's see if she's a driver. Let's see what you are, because y'all both might be, so y'all might need to do a truce. You know what I'm saying? Y'all not need to do a marriage truce. I drive over there. No,
you
I'm
drive
for real.
over here,
or
I drive over
if
there.
she's one and you not, like I said, it's back to ego again. You know what I'm saying? I had to just realize, my wife's superpower, you know what I'm saying? This is what her superpower is. So if my wife's superpower is 100% driver, like 100%, adaptive, natural, 100% she's a driver. Mine's is like 67, but I'm 99, you know what I'm saying, inspirer. So why am I gonna try to share her? Like, let her have her thing. Like, I got something else I could do. So she do that, I do this, and then it's a great relationship. So maybe you need to find out whatever else you're good at and pick the other thing and let your wife do that, bro. And then, like I said, y'all killing the game.
All right.
I gotta
run.
Hey, hold on. Let me say this to that question, though. You know what's so crazy? I'm being real. 85% of the time, when Quest and I do marriage assessments, when you put them together, like you put them on top of each other, 85% of the time, where one person is strong, the other person is weak. And where one person is weak, the other person is strong. It's crazy, bro. It's like a puzzle. And what's so crazy is like you can fight over your differences, or you can make your differences make you great. It's your choice. Like, it's the craziest thing. Like, I'll look and be like, okay, my man a driver, and my man is like analytical, perfectionist. She is a people person and supportive. And I'm like, yo, if y'all would just put them two together, y'all got a perfect a graph here. But what they end up doing is, well, you don't care about others. You all about work and all about tasks, and you insensitive. Well, you care about people and we ain't getting nothing done. And it's like they fighting each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't cut me no slack. Or you lazy. And it's just like, I'm like, yo, let's put this together. And if we put this together and you focus on what you strong on, you focus what you weak on, I'm telling you, y'all gonna kill the game. So yeah, bro, for real, whoever asked that question, please take the assessment and let us show you where she's strong, where you're weak, where you're strong, et cetera. And I'm telling you, once y'all learn how to once you're aware first, because awareness, I think, is 50% of the problem, And then once we put a plan together and you learn to value each other's differences, man, it's gonna go to a whole nother level.
etinspires.com/execute. That's where you can find the assessment and the extreme coaching program. Yep, just /execute.
Yep. All right. Well, E, I'll see you in a couple hours. Carl, I'll see you in the morning. Eddie, shout out to, I meant to do this last week. Shout out to my man Eddie, who edits the podcast and gets it up for us.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you big time. I know we don't always get you the audio at the same time, and sometimes, the gorilla in me and the flamingo and E, we might walk off and forget to send it at that moment. But Eddie always make sure y'all got this podcast when you're supposed to have it. Edit out all the curse words that when E starts swearing. You know what I'm saying? It's a hard job.
It's a hard job, bro.
Appreciate you. And man, Dallas, man, we looking forward to seeing y'all for real, man. Let's get
I'm
busy.
so hurt,
Let's
man.
get to work.
I'm so hurt we sold out, bro, 3 weeks in advance. I'm so crushed, bro. I'm like, you should have. I could have got a facility with about 500 more and would have murdered the game, bro. But you live and learn. You live and learn.
It's all good. It's all good. The people who supposed to be there gonna be there. E, give us a nugget of the day so we can get up out of here and get our Thursday on.
You can't talk yourself out of something you behave yourself into. All right? You can't talk yourself out of something you behave yourself into. So let's change our behavior, guys. Let's change our behavior. You hear me? Don't let somebody pump you up, get you motivated. That could last for 30 days. Change your behavior. You heard C said, he got that last bit of flamingo out of him. You feel me? I just realized when I'm doing business, the D trumps. You feel me? The driver, the demander, it trumps. And so I can't say, well, I don't want to be driving. I don't want to be, no, it don't care. I don't care what you want to be. A spade trump. I don't care if it's a 4 of spades. It trumped the ace of spade, okay? So don't try to talk yourself out of it. Change your doggone behavior. It's your boy, E.T.
Hey, appreciate that nugget of the day, Carl E. I see y'all soon.
Next week.
I'll see Dallas soon.
See you next week.
Appreciate y'all listening, man. Love you. See you next week.
I want you to focus on here right now. Don't you worry about when you get home. You concentrate on this opportunity. You don't worry about tomorrow. You concentrate on this